With this Women in Agriculture feature on the Rural Radio Network, I'm Rebel Saklocha on the phone with Katie Jantzen, owner of West End Farm near Plymouth, Nebraska. West End Farm is very unique and filling a much needed niche. Tell us a bit about your operations.
Well, sure. We raise over 50 different kinds of vegetables, fruits, berries, melons, and herbs. And we also have a smattering of flowers, honeybees, and sell some value-added products like jams and granolas, and then also sell eggs as well. And so what we're passionate about is raising real food for our community. So everything is local, and one thing I really enjoy is getting to know the people who eat what I grow.
Absolutely. Well, you have deep roots in farming. Tell us about those and how you have gone about forging your own path.
I am the fifth generation to farm on my family's land. And as you know, farming, as you pass things down, as you bring on more generations, it gets harder and harder. And so I was trying to diversify the farm and kind of carve out a niche that I could fit into. And so I am actually repurposing our old dairy cattle lots as the place where I am raising all of my produce.
That's pretty fantastic. Growing 50 different plants, I'm sure, is a challenge. What is the most rewarding part of producing the crops you do, and what have you learned along the way?
Well, I have found that spreadsheets are really critical, and this is really a feat of organization in terms of trying to manage all of the moving parts and the schedules and the plans and when and where things are going to get planted. And so it's really about organization and planning. And then it's also a matter of trying to figure out, beyond just managing crop timing, there's all these different pests and diseases and things to consider when you're rotating. And so it's always a learning experience.
Most definitely. Well, more and more people are wanting to become connected with their food source and buy more food locally. How have you observed this trend at play in your business?
Yes, this is definitely something people have been thinking more about, especially as there's been talk nationally about, what's happening with the economy, with tariffs, with our food supply, with food security, and people just being more curious about where their food actually comes from. So I have a lot of customers that are just wanting to know their farmer. They want to know who grew their food, how their food was grown, and where it comes from. So people have been reaching out because they want to trust the person who grows what they eat.
Absolutely. Well, you have most definitely forged your own path and created your own legacy in the agriculture industry. What advice do you have for other women that are hoping to do the same?
Well, there's a balance to needing to ask for help and wanting to do everything yourself. And finding that balance is always a challenge. And it's also really important to take advantage of every learning opportunity you can. Go work for another farm, visit somebody who's doing something you want to do, ask questions, learn as much as you can. And then once you've done that, you've got to jump in and give it a shot.
How can people best support you and other local farmers in the state?
Well, I think in terms of all Nebraska farmers, the best way to support them is to buy their products. So find out, are they selling anything locally, and is there a way that you can purchase that to continue to improve our local economy within your own individual neighborhood, your community, and within the state, and also within our country.
Well, once again, that is Katie Jantzen of West End Farm on the Women in Agriculture program. For the Rural Radio Network, I'm Rebel Saklocha reporting.